This radio show might make you cry, will probably make you angry, will most assuredly make you laugh, and is guaranteed to make you think. 3-6 Nation Radio, where no topic is too hot, no take is too cold, with Monica Livingston and Sean Parker. 3-6 Nation Radio, in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! That's weird. That's all right.
Hello, everybody. It's 3-6 Nation Radio. I am your host, leader of the nation, Monica B. Livingston, and I am joined by my fabulous sidekick,
Sean William Parker, SWP, the main event voice. How's everybody doing out there?
Every time you say SWP, I think about SWV.
SWV?
Yeah, the singing group.
That's all right.
How's your Thursday, man?
You know what? Well, it was full of traffic, for one thing. For those of you who don't know, we are in the lovely Listen Vision studios in lower northwest Washington, D.C. We are right across the street from one of the main entrances to Howard University.
Yes, we are.
And today is the day, or I guess maybe all this week, students have started to come back to campus.
Yeah, I think what I heard, my McDonald's drive-through attendant, Brianna on Georgia Avenue. Yeah, she was running that window. Shout out to you. Thanks for the extra fries, girl. I see you. Hope I ain't get you in trouble, but I'll be back through there later. All right. So I had a whole extra meal, but she's super cool. Anyway, she's the one that informed me that it's freshman move-in day.
Okay.
So, I mean, and everybody.
I saw a lot of suitcases being wheeled and minivans full of boxes and
parents
bags.
Looking happy and dropping.
Oh man, they were so happy.
I couldn't wait for my parents when they left me. I tried to look sad. As soon as they pulled off, I was like, "Bye."
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was some good. So that brought back some memories because I had some memories from college, good memories. I was kind of a good person in college.
I feel like I'm hunched over. Like,
well, that's okay. That's okay. That just means we getting down to work. We putting our back in it.
Elongate my neck to look smaller. So I'm excited about the show lineup. We have
that's correct.
Dina Dueño in the building. She is here with library postcards, and she's going to tell us about that. So that's our community spotlight segment.
All right.
And then
3-6 Nation News, 3-6 Nation Sports, and a segment that, after 1 week,
that's it.
Has already it might become my favorite segment on the show.
I think it is. It's mine. So far, I can't wait. That we're talking about Ivan Inspired,
and we've got a new graphical intro for Ivan Inspired.
So those of you that are watching,
going to make this.
This dude did
epic.
that. Sean did this thing on the intro. So don't just listen to us today. Of course, you can go to listenvisionlive.com and watch the live stream. Hopefully, it's running and it's not looking like the. Oh yeah.
No, that monitor's fine. That one is the one that's goofy. Right. Jacob. Our wonderful engineer, he told us this monitor's acting goofy. See, one day we're gonna do a behind the scenes of 3-6 Nation Radio, and we'll,
this. How come our show feels like it's behind the scenes? I already feel like we in the behind the scenes when we on the screen.
Confessions.
Bring it back. Say it again now.
No, I haven't played that drop in a while. I wanted to get that in.
Anyway,
one day we'll get back to confessions one day, and one day we'll actually go over some social media. I have a few ideas. We might read some funny Twitter or something,
Why not?
And get into the social media. But that's for another show, and that's for a planning meeting that we'll have one of these days when.
But in the interim, you guys can hit us up on Facebook at 3-6 Nation, Instagram at 3_6_ Nation, and Twitter is
at 3-6 Nation.
You got it.
Or
do it.
You can also call us at 203-580-3636. Hence 3-6 Nation. Get it? Okay.
Hey, we so funny.
I know we so funny. Oh, we've also got make the intern laugh, or not the intern, but make the guest laugh.
Make our special guest and her brother laugh.
We'll see.
It's a long name for a segment, but
we'll see what we can do.
We might not always have a brother, but make our special guest and brother laugh.
And segment. Are you making one of your special phone calls?
Prank call? I don't know.
Maybe.
I have one if we have time, I have one in my head swirling around that involves Ben's Chili Bowl, but I've been told not to do it. But I don't really listen to anybody, so we'll see.
See, I just had an idea about beans and
It could go. I mean,
and flatulence. But anyway,
who knows what's going to happen? That's the thing about this show. You actually, and this is true. We do this little thing for those of you watching. This is our little script. I type these up. And we pass them out and email them around to each other, but nobody, including myself, nobody even listens to it or follow it. So we don't know what's going to happen.
I try. I mean, I'm a semi-professional, so I do try to follow this a little bit. Semi-professional. Hey, it's borderline.
Right.
But so we should go ahead and get into what we need to get into.
Yeah. News first. You like to do news without a commercial, so let's do it.
So
That's
let's
your
go
thing.
ahead. Here we go.
3-6 Nation News, the DMV's #1 source for the hot topics and current news of the day.
What you got? Sean? Come on.
By the way, anybody.
Start off.
By the way, anybody from the Philadelphia area will recognize that music instantly. That's Action News. It's a famous song, like 45 years old. I just had to get that in there. Okay, so we are aware that the 2018 Winter Olympics is fast approaching.
Yep.
It'll in early February of next year. I mean, it's coming up fast.
Seems like it was just here. Goodness.
And the Winter Olympics this year are going to be held in Pyongyang, South Korea.
Pyongyang.
Okay. Pyeongchang, South Korea. There is
Pyeongchang. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So, if for those of you who recall, the Summer Olympics were in Seoul, South Korea back in 1988, 30 years ago, and that's about 80 miles west of Pyeongchang. Well, Pyeongchang is also very close to something else. Pyeongchang is 40 miles south of the demilitarized zone, a.k.a. North Korea.
What? 40 miles?
40 miles, like an hour's drive from the Olympics to North Korea.
They're going to have that Olympics without me.
Now, as of now, those games are on schedule to begin February 9th and end February 25th. Athletes from around the world are training every day under that assumption. They know, as anyone who has followed the Olympics does, that the only reason the Olympic Games has ever been canceled has been due to World War. The 1916 Summer Olympics were not held because of World War I, and then in 1940 and 1944, the Winter and Summer Games were canceled because of World War II. Otherwise, the Olympics have carried on during all other types of conflicts, regional wars involving the U.S., Russia, boycotts. The U.S. boycotted in 1980, Russia boycotted in 84. The 2004 Summer Olympics in Athens, Greece, those were the first Olympics held after 9/11. That's in the Mediterranean, very close to the Middle East. So there were concerns that might have been an attractive target for terrorists. The 96 Olympics, the ones here in the United States, were the last Olympics that had any type of terrorism struck. Remember the bomb at the Olympic Village that killed the one person?
Yeah.
And of course, for those
the backpack security
guard.
Yeah.
Yep. And of course, the worst incident for those of us who remember, this was actually before I was born, but I'm a history buff, was the terrorism incident at the 72 Olympics in Munich, where 11 Israeli athletes were killed.
So what we gonna do?
So the question that I had for you.
Okay.
This is the question. And see, I've actually done this new. See, I got a nice bright question in red. Question for Monica.
Okay.
So in light of the tensions between the United States.
Hold on. Start over.
Okay. In light of the tensions between the United States and North Korea, if you were the CEO of the U.S. Olympic Committee, so you're running the U.S. Olympic Committee, would you recommend to the president not sending our athletes to South Korea in February, or is it too soon to make that determination?
Our president.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on recommending.
Well, because the president ultimately would have the president would ultimately have the decision to not send the athletes. Remember, it was Jimmy Carter who boycotted the 1980 games. The athletes wanted to go. The USOC was like, "Hey, we're gonna go," and he said, "No, we need to make this stand."
I know what I do.
Okay, what would you do?
I would ask that guy that's in the White House to not send our athletes. And since he thinks he's good at everything,
that guy,
he could put together a team, and they go.
See, y'all in trouble because both of us have sound effects now. Oh,
That's what I would do. I'd tell him to take his butt over there and try to compete.
right.
And then hope it works out, I guess.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think our athletes should go. I think it'd be, it's a lot of tension. First off, just to be over there and try to compete at your optimal level with that, knowing that and all that's going on. If you're talking about 40 miles away, it sounds extremely dangerous.
Right.
And I don't think it's worth the medal. And so I guess we just have to wait and see. But my recommendation to him in all seriousness would be to not send our athletes.
okay. Because, I mean, there was actually concern, and I didn't know this because at the time I was a teenager when
Just keep bringing
in the,
up
in the 88
how young you are.
for the 88 come on, you're not that much older than me. Let's not start that. During the 88 Olympics in Seoul, there were concerns that North Korea was going to do something to wreck that.
Right.
And what they said that the North Koreans might have considered, because North Korea sits, I guess, above Seoul in the valley,
Feel
that
it
they
by
were
now.
talking about releasing water from their dam and flooding Seoul.
Oh, that's
That
terrible.
the North Koreans actually considered that. So yeah, they've been evil for
Yeah.
a minute.
Well, speaking of evil,
Yes,
my
please.
story. Oregon School Board votes
Oh,
to
wait a minute,
remove.
I forgot about our news
yeah, that's right.
background
Where is
music.
it?
Go ahead. There we go.
Is that the news background?
That's our news background. It'll kick in a second. Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Oregon School Board votes to remove lynch from the name of 3 schools over the negative association with lynching, even though the schools were named after a family. On Wednesday, School Board in Oregon voted to remove lynch from names of 3 elementary schools: Lynch Meadows, Lynchwood Elementary Schools. It will now become Meadows and Wood Elementary Schools. Lynchview Elementary will be changed to Patrick Elementary School after the man who donated the land to the district in the late 1800s. So, my question is all this talk about, it's offensive, the word is offensive. Do you think that this is going too far? Is this a big deal? The word, it was named after people. It's not like they're saying we're going to let you when you get to school. Is it gone too far, or do you agree that removing of the word helps heal everyone, kind of in the community? Thoughts?
I stopped the music. You see my face?
Yeah, so
You see my face? Do y'all see my face? It's one thing to be politically correct. It's one thing to be sensitive to people. It's another thing to just be completely ridiculous. Lynch, yes, we know that connotation, but Lynch is also a surname.
Right.
If anybody gets confused over that, why not just have like the full name? So if it's like Lynch Elementary
Right,
School,
make it
just make it
John.
Robert Lynch or,
Right.
Marjorie
Well, I think
Lynch Elementary.
With
And-
one of them, they're going to do that. Patrick Lynch, instead of calling it,
Right.
Patrick Lynch Elementary School. They're going to just move the middle name, and I guess it'll be just called Patrick Elementary
Right.
School. I thought the
So-
same thing, Sean. I thought it was a little sensitive.
Yeah,
you know?
there's such a thing as being a little bit too,
Yeah.
Politically insensitive. I mean, so do we stop referring to Ritz crackers as Ritz crackers because of cracker? I mean, come on,
You said cracker.
I said cracker. Yeah, I went there. If we're talking about lynching,
Right.
let's be real. We're all adults here. We are all racially sensitive, but we know all the words.
Yeah.
Okay. There are products out on the market called crackers, and
Right,
as
no,
we
you're
all
right.
know, that's a term.
It's a little different, though, right?
It is a little different,
Yeah.
but still. Right. So now
Like,
we're saying.
like
so now
what
we're
about
saying
Honky University.
so
Is
now-
that too far? That's too much to Honky University. Like, would you change that, or
if there was a Jeremiah Honky that lived in the 1850s, which most universities have been around for
Right.
almost 200 years.
Right.
So Jeremiah D. Honky. If there was a school named after him, then so be it. I remember a few years ago, there was there's actually a town near Laurel. We're both from PG County.
Right.
So there's a
PG
town.
House, whoop, whoop.
There's a town in near the Howard County portion of Laurel
Okay.
that there was a petition to try to change its name because of the negative connotation of part of the name of the town.
Okay.
The name of the town is Skaggsville.
Oh.
So they actually tried to change the name because of the negative connotation of a skag, It's like a skank,
That seemed like a lot of people.
That's
with some
a
extra
little
time
bit of
on
a
their
stretch,
hands.
right? That's too much of a stretch. I mean, again, I'm politically correct most of the time, and I'm sensitive to people's needs, but we're going a little bit too far.
I'm with you.
this stuff.
Too far.
Too far with this stuff. Again, you're in the interest of full disclosure, I am a Washington Redskins fan, all right? And
That's right, me too.
And so I don't feel like the Redskins, I understand the original connotation of it, but it's not like the symbolism and the imagery around it has been nothing but positive. That's the connotation that I take from it.
I got you. I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one, though, Sean.
Okay.
I'm a diehard Redskin fan as well, but if the people that it's referring to do not like the term, then I think that's who we have to listen to. Like, if there was a team called the Blackies, I'd be ticked off, right? And I'm going to lobby to be like, listen, I don't want a whole bunch of people in the stands saying, come on, Blackies. Come on, Blackies. Like, that's offensive as hell. Like, so I don't, I can understand that. I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. It's a team. We're trying to, win. So it's not like it's a bad thing. There is, other than the fact that we lose all the time, they may be upset about that more than anything.
And these days we call a bundle of sticks just a bundle of sticks. We know what the original term for that was.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
The same, it's a pejorative term for a homosexual.
Oh, I missed that one.
That starts with F.
We didn't have that in the handbook.
That's
right.
That's the original. That's
page got
that's
torn out.
That's what a bundle of sticks is called.
Really? Huh? You learn something every day.
What's that?
Huh?
Of course. Well, a lot of stuff is
This is the
messed
first
up
time
origin.
I learned something in this.
Just like the other, just like it also in Australia, that's a cigarette as well.
Huh? A bundle of sticks.
A bundle of sticks,
right.
and also the other F word, the 4-letter F word. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How about this? Fornication under consent of the king.
What? I think.
F-U-C-K. Fornication under consent of the king.
So remember when we were talking about the Redskins?
Yes.
Let's talk about that again.
It's getting a little uncomfortable for you. These are things.
All the way around the university.
We educate, but you know what? That's what radio shows are. Sometimes they just go off the rails. But I'm going to bring us back.
I didn't know that. So
Yes.
I learned something today.
Yes.
Dang.
Okay. Second story.
You go for it. What
Second story. Okay. Now I did mention something briefly about this, but it is official. Washington's downtown sports arena has officially changed its name. Monumental Sports and Entertainment made the switch yesterday. The Verizon Center is now known as Capital One Arena. The signage and branding makeover will happen this fall, but there's already a new logo and a third name for the Chinatown venue, which opened as the MCI Center in the winter of 1997. The previous 20-year naming rights agreement was negotiated by former Wizards and Caps owner Abe Pollin, and current owner Ted Leonsis has repeatedly said that he was seeking a more team-friendly deal. So what is that team-friendly deal? While the financial details were not officially released, a source close to the agreement said that the deal is 10 years, $100 million.
Goodness.
So they are reportedly getting $10 million a year from Capital One for them to slap their name on that arena.
Man, they could have put 3-6 Nation on there for about $1,300.
Well, remember there were a few. Years ago? The arena up in Boston, they actually had a promotion where they were trying to drum up money, so you could actually. It was like a raffle or an auction, and you could buy the naming rights for the arena for one night.
For like one night, right?
For one night.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good marketing idea.
So we're
I like
talking
that.
about Boston, Massachusetts, where a Yankees fan actually won the auction one night.
No, what do you do?
And he renamed it the Derek Jeter Center.
Oh my gosh!
But my question for you is, do you care about the name change?
I don't give a damn.
Will you still call it the Verizon Center? And
probably.
What should the new arena's nickname be? Because for years it's been the phone booth because of MCI and Verizon.
Right.
So do you call it the Cap Center? Cap One? Do you call it the ATM? Do you the bank?
I like Cap Center. You know, because that's
Cap
kind of
Center works for
nostalgic
me.
for me because I was around when the original Cap Center was in Prince George's County. So I think you call it the Cap Center.
Why not?
I'll be very honest with you. I don't care at all what it's called. And I will probably call it Verizon Center for a very long time because before that it was what, MCI Center? MCI. And it took me a long time to, you know, and as they brand it in our brains in the commercials and whatever, we go to games, then we'll start to do it. But that's good for them for getting what they needed.
All right, story number 3.
Story number 3. I'm going to do this one short because I want to get to our guest.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Story number 3 is Britney Spears. Oh, I just lost my story. Well, this be real short. So Britney Spears, there was a gunman at her concert, and she had to be rushed off stage. Some quack jumped up on stage, and he had a gun.
Quack. I love that
Quack.
word. I
He
gotta
had a
add that to
gun,
my
and
list of words.
they ran him off stage. She's okay. Everyone's okay. But now there's this talk about how a gun was, you know, able to get through. And so my question to you is, are we moving to a point where every single, you know, large concert event, are we going to have people go through metal detectors and be patted down just for a concert? And if so, what do we do about places like Wolf Trap where you're, you know, outside and it's a much more free environment than, you know, an arena? Thoughts?
Well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, I think as a society we are because it seems like gun owners, and I have no problem with gun owners whatsoever, but there is more of a, I guess they feel like their rights are being impeded by not being able to carry firearms.
Yeah.
Because according to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, it's their right.
Yeah.
And legislatures around the country and the federal government, laws on civil liberties and whatnot it's now fluid. You know,
Yeah.
for years it was pretty static, but now it's fluid. So yeah, I think we're gonna get to that point where we are going to see more metal detectors in places that we didn't see them
Traditionally
before.
don't have 'em.
Now, what the hope is that maybe they can streamline that technology so where, for example, you don't see like when you go to a courthouse
Right.
and you've got these big, you know, boxes and you got to go through and
Yeah.
hopefully
So like
they
the
can
airport.
Right. So hopefully they can have something where eventually like you could walk through a door frame
Yeah, and it
it's
would just
built
do
into
it.
the door
Right.
frame, right?
Yeah.
To make it a
I like
little
that
more
idea.
aesthetically pleasing.
Right, and so that we don't have to. It's so invasive to have somebody pat you down and you know all that, or it's nice. I mean, it depends.
Depending on your now see, you talk about me going left and you just
Anyway, okay, so we have our community spotlight segment coming up right
Yes.
after our first break. So I guess Jacob, can you take us to break, please? 36 Nation Radio. We will.
It's Sean Parker here, and whenever I want some good food in nice-sized portions, not bird-sized food, but big boy portions, I look no further than the Crystal City Sports Pub. Now, if you just stayed on the original first story of the restaurant, you'd be more than happy with the pool tables and the aforementioned good food, but then they went and added a grand second story with, check this out, 6 37-inch LCDs, 2 8-foot projection screen TVs, and a 10-foot projection screen TV. As a cherry on the top, a state-of-the-art sound booth. They're open 365 days a year, and they are waiting for you. The Crystal City Sports Pub, 529 23rd Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Call them at 703-521-8215 or visit them on the web at ccsportspub.com.
I love how USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance and I was not happy with the customer service.
We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now.
The process through USAA is so effortless that you feel like you're a part of the family.
I love that I can pass a membership to my children and that they can be protected. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
I love how USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like...
Come on, hustle, 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 hustle. Get your head in the game. Come on.
Are you setting the right example for your kids?
Are you even trying? The ball's down there. What are you doing? You need to get some confidence.
Come on, hustle up, get up there.
Reviewing last year, ad revenue has declined 15%.
Come on, get your head on straight.
Before your child's next game, ask yourself, How would you like it if they copied your behavior?
There are many ways which we can improve.
That's for sure. You need to get some confidence.
Positive Coaching Alliance has valuable tips and tools to help our kids perform their best while keeping sports enjoyable for everyone. Their development zone is a great resource for parents like us. Positive Coaching Alliance, creating better athletes, better people. Learn more at positivecoach.org/Fox Sports.
Hey, it's Dina. I am sending this video to you to ask you a favor. If you are somebody that visits libraries often or once in a while and you're willing to do something for me, that would be amazing. Here's what I'm asking. I've printed up 1,000 postcards, and this is the postcard. It says library postcards on the front, and on the back it has it says, "Dear reader, you found me. I am yours to write on and mail. What do you want to say? Who do you want to say it to?" And then it has an address in Great Falls. If you would kindly take, I would send you like 30 or less if you feel comfortable doing less. I would send you 30. You would take them to a public library. You would go into any section in the library that you want. It can be anything. It doesn't matter to me. Go grab a book, take a postcard, stick the postcard in the book, and just stick it back on the shelf. 30 of them, 30 random books. And that would be amazing. And then I'm gonna eventually find out what happens, and I'll keep you posted. So if you can do this, just message me back, yes, you're in, and I would greatly appreciate it. And then I'll just need your address. Thank you so much. Hey.
It's community spotlight time.
Community spotlight.
The spotlight. The spotlight. Oh, anyway, we are joined here by Dina Dueño, and you guys just saw Dina's video, or you heard it if you're watching or listening. And Dina, hey, how are you?
Dina, welcome to the show.
I'm very well, and shout out to all the librarians out there.
Shout out to librarians. Somehow I don't often think of librarians.
But that's
we are an interesting bunch.
Yes, you are. So, Dina, you are from the suburbs of Northern Virginia, and
I am.
Spent the last 11 years as a classroom teacher, and then finally, I think the last 4 years as an elementary school librarian, Fairfax County school system.
And before we go any further,
Yep.
I just want to say that being a teacher, I give you a lot of props. I always say that teachers are among the most undervalued members of our society, underpaid. You all deserve double, triple the salaries that you get. So thank you for everything that you do to educate our youth.
Awesome. Thanks. And all the other amazing teachers out there. I mean, we aren't amazing unless we have amazing teachers either, so.
So let's get right into it. So library postcards. This is your thing. We saw the video. Tell us again, just for people that maybe just joined us right now, how you came up with the idea.
For those of us watching?
Describe it first, and then, we'll talk about it.
So I am an avid reader, obviously, and a librarian junkie. And I just had this idea of putting postcards in library books with a question. And that was the tricky part, was coming up with a question. But I went with the one I have, which is a sort of a two-part question, and then it's put in random library books. I'm asking friends all over the country in the United States to put them in random library books, and they're mailed back to a post office box, and I'm curious.
To see what people say. So it's
Yes.
comments about the book?
So the question is actually, what do you want to say and who do you want to say it to?
Okay.
So I toyed with an idea of a book question, but it becomes tricky as a reader because some people might find them at the beginning of reading or at the end, or use it as a bookmark. And sometimes people don't want to write about the books they're reading at the moment, or something triggers. So I just thought, hey, let's see what happens.
Now, my question for you, though, Dina, so after you get them all, right, what are you going to do with them?
So, well, I mean, I have a few ideas, but I think I'm going to wait to see how they come to me.
Okay.
Who they're written to, what they say. It would be cool to. So at some point, I'm definitely going to have some sort of social media site where I'm posting them, because all these amazing people across the country that are helping me. So they're kind of curious about what's going to happen too. So I'm going to be posting them somewhere at some point, and I'll let you know. And you can sort of see what comes in the mail and what happens.
Now, I'd like to ask you, because you're a librarian and dealing with books. Because I was just thinking that there is nothing like curling up with a good book. And I'm not talking about a good Kindle or e-reader or anything like that, but actually getting a book feeling the weight of it, turning the pages. What is it that can be done? Is there anything that can be done to kind of, I don't know, to bring back the, do I want to use the word romanticism of,
you already did.
Actually,
You
okay,
just used
all right,
it.
romanticism of reading a book, of getting people exciting about reading a book instead of going to grab their electronic device?
Well, you've asked a lot of good questions. I will say, though, I think that we tend to think that the book is the best. Now, I am a hardcover or just a book junkie. Like, I like to own them and hold them. But I still like Kindles, and sometimes I like reading on my iPad or my iPhone. So, I mean, for me, it's just reading. I think because we grew up with the generation with books, it'll be really interesting to see, like, my kids' generation and those after. I mean, reading, how you read it, just read it.
Just read it. I
So
like
what was the last book that you read? Do you know?
Well, I'm reading one right now. I'm reading a couple right now.
I was going to say, do you read just one book as if you're a librarian? Like,
It took me a lot of years, though, to read more than one book at a time.
Okay.
I do think some people can do it really well. And I was an English major, so sometimes I even had to try to read more than one. But
okay.
I'm reading a few. I'm reading a few poetry books that I just got recently.
Very
and
nice.
and some others. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
All right, let me
Monica,
ask
what
this.
about you? What was the
I'm
last
not,
book
I'm
that
not
you read?
reading anything. I always wait for Dina to read them and then tell me about them. I'm kind of a Cliff Notes kind of person myself. But my question is, you said all over the country for the postcards. Tell us a couple of places where this is like, people have committed to helping you do this.
Yeah, so I reached out to people that I grew up with, either from younger or college or grad school or whatever, or just living. And so I have some in California, Indiana, Utah, Oregon, Maine, Florida, let me see, Kentucky, Maryland, of course, Virginia, of course, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Anything international yet?
No, I'm staying within because
Okay.
I put the postage. I pay for the postage on the postcards.
Or the teacher salary, right?
Yeah, and yeah. And my
We
husband's
just
an
mailing
artist.
these right around
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
People right around here. Okay.
So I decided not, even though I'm from Canada and I have lots of relatives there. I decided I'm just going to keep it U.S. for now. I mean, who knows? Who knows what this could turn into?
So listen, tell me a little bit about being a librarian for elementary school kids. Are kids okay? Are they reading? Do they like to read still? Or how are you getting them engaged? Because I would think that would be hard with all the video games that are out here and everything is so immediate and there's something all with a device in their hand at all times. How are you still able to get them to put a book in their hand and what's the feedback
Well,
you're getting from them?
I do have some great support in the sense that they do have to visit the library once a week
Okay,
as
right.
a class. So that does help. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
But also, I mean, honestly, you just have to keep current what they want to read. Right now, graphic novels are huge, and go for it. So I try to keep a ton of those. And
I think we used to call those comic books.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose
I was
so.
going to ask
Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
graphic
But
novel
now they have
was.
like really cool ones, like old classics.
They really are. They're amazing.
Turned into
Okay.
graphic novels. So I mean, there's kids reading some cool stuff. Just keeping current, and I ask them. I have a box that whatever. If you don't see it on the shelf, put your recommendation in and drop it in. I mean, I usually get everyone that they ask for.
Okay.
I'm pretty lucky in Fairfax. We have a decent budget for books.
Yeah, you are lucky because
I know.
everyone doesn't have that kind of budget for books. But I know that in DC there's a couple of organizations where a child, if they are 5 to 10, they can sign up and get free books literally delivered to their house monthly. They get 2 books a month. So, there are programs out
Right.
there. You just got to be able to find them. So how do people get in touch? What if people want postcards?
Ooh.
What should they do? Do they just
So-
call you? Just going to give out your regular cell phone number out on air? Or
I don't think
be
so.
careful. We have about
I was thinking
12
of giving
people.
out yours.
We have 12 people that listen to this show. Okay, so I wish
Shout
I
out
can't
to the
vouch for all of
Philippines.
them. So how can they get in touch with you?
So the best thing would probably to email me. So my email is ddueno@cs.com. ddueno@cs.com. And if you're interested, I'll send you some. Give me your address and just basically put them in any library books in a public library.
All right, cool.
That
beans.
is awesome.
It's an awesome idea. I like it.
Really is.
I think it's going to go viral. I think it has some traction. I'm super interested to see the feedback on the cards, what you get, and then what you do with it next. And then I think that people will also want to see where their card ended up. So I think some feedback for that person would be imperative also. But I know this was a fabulous idea, so I'm sure the follow-up to it will be fabulous. And it's just good, clean stuff, man, that is bringing people together. So hats off to you,
And I'm obsessed with people's stories. So
yes, I know you are.
This is a kind
I know
of
that,
thing
right? So I'm looking for the book of postcards after this.
There you go.
Library postcards. Any last questions for Dina, Sean?
No, I think we're good. Dina,
All right.
thank you
We're
so much.
gonna see
for-
Dina later because
Yes,
she's staying
absolutely.
around to do our judging.
Make
for,
the guest laugh.
Yep. Her and her brother. He has a
That's-
name. It's Cam, but we're just
Cam,
gonna call
okay,
it the
brother, just
special guest and make your brother laugh segment. Is what it's
That's
gonna be.
just-
We're not even gonna use his name.
That's just a mouthful of intro. So stay right there because we're gonna do 3-6 Sports. We're gonna 3-6 Nation Sports in a minute. Then we're gonna do a commercial, and then we're gonna go into Ivan Inspired. So here we go.
3-6 Nation Sports in a minute.
Today is day one of the 99th PGA Championship from Quail Hollow Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. Americans Brooks Koepka and Grayson Murray are among the first-round leaders, along with Danish golfer Thorbjorn Olesen and England's Paul Casey. First and second-round coverage is on TNT, with third and fourth-round coverage on both TNT and CBS. Tiger Woods has agreed to plead guilty to reckless driving and will enter a diversion program that will allow him to have his record wiped clean if he completes the program. Woods was charged with driving under the influence in May when he was found asleep in his Mercedes, apparently under the influence of prescription painkillers and sleeping medication. No alcohol was found in his system. Last night saw the Carolina Panthers defeat the Houston Texans 27-17 in NFL preseason action. 7 games are on the slate tonight, including the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots and our own beloved Washington Redskins, who travel up I-95 to take on the Baltimore Ravens. That is 3-6 Nation Sports in a minute. I'm SWP.
Woo! I love it. That is one of my favorite parts of the show. Sean, you do that. You do that.
Right there.
That right there, that's Sports in a Minute. Make me feel like we in a real, show and stuff.
But we are in a
come
real show.
Then we right back here.
Because
right back here.
after we hear about the Crystal City Sports Pub, we've got 2 minutes of straight fire with Ivan Inspired.
Burn,
Right?
baby, burn. All right, so you know what? Let's do that. Let's do Crystal City, but let's do Dina's video one more time. Yeah, I want people to really get involved with this. It's a great video, so let's take one more time so people can get the instructions on how to participate in library postcards. My mic went out again. My mic sound right. Check one. And then we will be right back with fire.
3-6 Nation Radio.
Dina, I am sending this video to you to ask you a favor. If you are somebody that visits libraries often or once in a while and you're willing to do something for me, that would be amazing. Here's what I'm asking. I've printed up 1,000 postcards, and this is the postcard. It says library postcards on the front, and on the back it has it says, "Dear reader, you found me. I am yours to write on and mail. What do you want to say? Who do you want to say it to?" And then it has an address in Great Falls. If you would kindly take, I would send you like 30 or less if you feel comfortable doing less. I would send you 30. You would take them to a public library. You would go into any section in the library that you want. It can be anything. It doesn't matter to me. Go grab a book, take a postcard, stick the postcard in the book, and just stick it back on the shelf. 30 of them, 30 random books. And that would be amazing. And then I'm gonna eventually find out what happens, and I'll keep you posted. So if you can do this, just message me back, yes, you're in, and I would greatly appreciate it. And then I'll just need your address. Thank you so
Sean
much.
Parker here. And whenever I want some good food in nice-sized portions, not bird-sized food, but big boy portions, I look no further than the Crystal City Sports Pub. Now, if you just stayed on the original first story of the restaurant, you'd be more than happy with the pool tables and the aforementioned good food. But then they went and added a grand second story with, check this out, 6 37-inch LCDs, 2 8-foot projection screen TVs, and a 10-foot projection screen TV, and as a cherry on the top, a state-of-the-art sound booth. They're open 365 days a year, and they are waiting for you. The Crystal City Sports Pub, 529 23rd Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Call them at 703-521-8215 or visit them on the web at ccsportspub.com.
That was the brand new intro for our 2 minutes of fire segment that we call Ivan Inspired.
I'm nervous.
Ivan, how you doing today?
I'm nervous, Sean.
I'm excited. It's
Sean, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. We handled it last week.
All right.
I think we got this week. So, Ivan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
2 minutes on the clock. Ready, go.
Gentlemen, stop harassing women. In my neighborhood, a 16-year-old girl told her mother that she was afraid to go to a community event because of the creeps who worked at the table. The mother went up and confronted these gentlemen, and they laughed in her face and they said, "She gets what she deserves." Stop harassing women. The mother goes to her Ward 8 council member, Mr. Trayon White, to demand two things. One, an apology, and two, a sign that says, "Women will not be harassed here." His response? "I'd prefer a sign that says, all people deserve respect, not just women." Stop. Stop it. You sound like the bigot walking down the street with an All Lives Matter sign while black men get shot and police get away with it. You are so busy justifying your misogyny that you will excuse the people who are working for you and shame a 16-year-old girl. I read a story last week about a girl who got raped. She tried to flag down a car. The car stopped. The man gets out of the car and rapes her again. We have a problem in our nation. We have a terrorism problem. 20% of women will experience rape in their lifetime. 65% will be street harassed. Terrorism is not an act of violence. Terrorism is an act designed to inflict terror, to cause the victim to say, "Will an attack come today?" Stop harassing women. There is no justification. There are no excuses. Just stop it.
Before time was out.
Listen, man, Jacob, go to that break thing again. I need to get myself together. Go to the break. Well, that was fire. That was Ivan Inspired. Straight fire. And
that was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I commented into Monica's ear while you were talking. We got to get you to run for office, advisory council or something.
One day.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ivan. We're going to keep this going. Ivan has committed to come back and keep coming back, until we get fired, I guess. He'll be here. Maybe he'll take over the whole thing. You just can't call it 3-6 Nation. We won't be able to do that. But anyway, thank you very much again, Ivan. I'll tell you one thing I'm glad about is right after our next break will be make our special guest and brother laugh, because after Ivan Inspired, we need a little laughter. A man dropped just the whole rape 2 times came out. I need a joke.
Boom.
Damn. Right. So yeah, Jacob, take us to play something about the children
playing
sports. Something happy. Okay, they running around playing kickball or something.
This is 3-6.
Come on, hustle. Get your head in the game. Come on.
Are you setting the right example for your kids?
Are you even trying? The ball's down there. What are you doing? You need to get some confidence.
Oh man, I thought. Come on, hustle up, get up there.
Reviewing last year, ad revenue has declined 15%.
Come on, get your head on straight.
Before your child's next game, ask yourself, how would you like it if they copied your behavior?
There are many ways which we can improve.
That's for sure. You need to get some confidence.
Positive Coaching Alliance has valuable tips and tools to help our kids perform their best while keeping sports enjoyable for everyone. Their development zone is a great resource for parents like us. Positive Coaching Alliance, creating better athletes, better people. Learn more at positivecoach.org/Fox Sports.
Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance, and I was not happy with the customer service.
We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now.
The process through USAA is so effortless that you feel like you're a part of the family.
I love that I can pass a membership to my children and that they can be protected. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I love how USAA...
All right.
You know what that music means. That music normally means make an intern laugh, but we don't have any interns.
We
All
don't.
the interns are gone.
So we have renamed this segment Make a Special Guest and Her Brother Laugh.
That's a long title, but that's all right.
It worked. So
That's all right.
Library Postcards is back in the building. And her brother, Cam D, you want to introduce your brother? You have a microphone over there somewhere. Well, he can talk, so I guess we'll let him.
I'm the brother. How you doing?
Hey, brother. So here are the rules of the game. We are going to take turns telling you guys jokes. Our goal is to make you laugh, or we settle for smirks around here at this point.
Smirks work.
If you think it's a good joke, you hit the ding and then put a little tally under the appropriate person's name. At the end of our jokes, you'll tally them up and you will decide who is the winner. I will tell you that I won 3 weeks in a row, but last week.
Two. You're up two. You were up
Okay,
two.
I always round up. But anyway, last week, okay, I won more than
Did
you.
the Lakers
Won
round
more than
up
you.
on the Celtics in the 80s when they were up?
I won more than you, but last week Sean
It's
dethroned
2
me.
games to 1.
Okay. It's best out of what? 3?
Best out of show. We'll just.
We're just gonna keep doing this till
We'll just
somebody
keep
pulls the
doing it.
plug,
That's
which
right.
could happen any day.
All right.
Okay.
So who goes first?
Oh, you set the stage. You won last
All
one,
right.
so
well,
you go.
All right. So here we go. First joke. Where do animals go when their tails fall off?
Where?
The retail store. I got to laugh. Thank you very much.
Okay, what did the white bread say to the wheat bread when he told him he heard a rumor?
What?
He said, "For real though."
I gotta give you that one. That was good. I like that. All right, number 2. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go into the bathroom?
Why?
Because the P is silent.
Huh.
Okay, my turn. Sounds like.
Oh wow.
Sorry, Sean.
All right.
Dang, okay.
Why
Thought I was gonna get it.
ghosts have babies?
Why?
Because they have Halloweenies. Halloweenies.
Okay. All right. What's Forrest Gump's password?
Chocolate?
1, Forrest, 1.
That's kind of right.
There it is.
1, 4, 1. Right?
1, Forrest, 1.
Oh gosh. Okay, let me see. I got to get this one. What do you call a homosexual crocodile?
What?
A gay tour. Gay tour.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
This is
You
ridiculous.
get the full laugh for that. That was.
Gosh.
I like that. Wait, but you get the cough at the end too. There it is. Wow, I don't even know what I'm gonna. Oh goodness gracious.
What you got? What you got? Take your time. We got 10 more minutes.
We got 10. Oh boy. What did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college?
What?
Bye, son. Bison. Got a chuckle. There it is. I like Cam.
I know.
He just, yes, thank you.
I think the brother is feeling sorry for you. All right, one more for me, one more for you. Okay, so did you know Snoop Dogg's sister is a stripper?
No.
Yeah, she wears nothing but a G-string, baby. Too long to make you crazy.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Burn was the funny part.
Go ahead, Sean. You got one?
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Meat.
Ground beef. There it is.
All right.
Give me my ding.
What happened to the?
It's a tie. It's a tie.
Like, you're just going on cam smiling. What did the ninja order at Burger King?
Wait a minute. You said that was your last
I know, but
joke.
I'm just taking over. What did the ninja? What did the ninja order at Burger King?
What?
A Whopper. Completely off the rails.
Did you hear about the constipated mathematician?
No.
He worked his problem out with a pencil.
And done.
And we are done.
Okay. We'll give you guys a minute to tally up all the dings and then just announce the winner. Let us know.
Little slow music. No, actually, I can't give him that. I gotta give him the match game music. This is our deliberation music.
They're talking about it.
Gene Rayburn with the skinny microphone.
Oh, we are.
Okay.
We're discussing.
All right.
Collaborating.
Yeah, remember match game? Match
Collective.
game was
Yeah.
that was a fun game. Dumb Dora was so dumb.
3, 4.
Oh, dumb door.
No.
All right, I think we added numbers up.
Okay.
All right, we did.
They're ready.
We added
All
They're
right,
ready.
they are
All
ready.
right.
Where's the drum roll?
You got
Okay.
the drum roll.
Oh, well, hold on.
Oh.
You've got a drum roll
Hold
set. Got to
on.
keep the sound effects
Hold
up.
on. I saw it. So is this an alphabetical order? Hold on.
The drum roll.
It's green somewhere. Here we go.
And the
Winner is Monica Livingston.
Oh, surprise.
By 1
surprise.
point.
By
Sorry,
1 point.
Sean.
I just want to say.
No, I'm not gonna do it like that.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna be a hater today.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody who posted those jokes on the internet and let me steal them. I appreciate you so much. And without you, this was impossible.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're just about out of time. Before we leave, though, normally you have your your last thought. I just have a last thought today.
Go for it.
Because today I'm a little bit dressed up because I came from a funeral.
Right.
I think I told you off air that my ex-wife's mother passed away, and I don't have like an eloquent thought. My thought is just to treasure life. Always treasure life. Live every day to the fullest. Try to be as kind as you can to everybody that you encounter, because you never know when you're going to get called home. That's my personal belief. You're going to get called home. But just treat everybody as you would want to be treated, and let's love each other.
That's it. Hey,
That's it.
On that note, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. I love you, man.
Hey, I love you too, and I love all of you. Thank you for
36 Nation
joining us.
Radio. And next, you know what time it is coming up. Don't change your. It's not a dial, right? Don't go to another.
No,
website.
but don't click on anything else.
Don't double click on anything else.
Because
Stay right here.
coming up next is Thursday night tea.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. It's Thursday night tea with just Anthony. Just Anthony. With just Anthony. I know, right? We're still getting used to it.
So
okay?
thank you to our guest, Dina Dueno, to her brother Cam. Want to thank our engineer, Jacob. We want to
Absolutely.
thank everybody in the office. My friend
Ivan.
Curtis Cross, who just said he doesn't love me, but that's okay.
Okay.
He just texted me, yeah, I put you on blast. That's all right. But this is 36 Nation Radio. We will see you next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
36 Nation.